My son, my daughter, today I come to you with a word that breaks invisible chains, a word that touches the soul of your spirit and unravels the secret knots the enemy tried to tie around your story. There are things you didn't see, but I did. There were silent meetings, words spoken, and covenants made in the dark, and though your natural eyes didn't perceive them, your days began to carry the weight of those alliances that never came from my will. But listen to what I tell you now. I am undoing the agreements made against you. I am breaking spiritual judgments that sought to paralyze you. I am nullifying vows made in the name of fear, envy, rejection, and pain. I am the God who searches hearts, who penetrates the hidden, who breaks what must be broken so that you may live what I planned from the beginning. There are bonds you never tied but that imprisoned you. There are words you never spoke that echoed against you. There were people who smiled in your face but secretly plotted traps along your path. And though you didn't know it, you walked through minefields, crossed dark nights, and bore heavy silences like one carrying an unnamed weight. But in this very hour, my son, my daughter, I open the heavens and declare over you, the decrees of hell are being revoked, the opposing alliances are being broken, the hidden plans are being cancelled, and my justice enters like a mighty river. Because I am your faithful advocate, your eternal redeemer, the judge who never sleeps. Remember, my son went to the cross not only to forgive you, but to free you from every accusation, every yoke, every curse hurled against your name, your house, your mind, your future. There is a blood that still speaks louder, a blood that still cries out from Calvary, saying, "This one is mine. There is no condemnation for the one who is in me." Beloved son, precious daughter, while you cried into your pillow, while your soul wrestled in silence, I was working. While you thought you were forgotten, I was gathering angels. When you said, "I can't go on," I breathed invisible strength into you that kept you standing. And now the time of justice has come. I am entering the backstage of your life to undo what the enemy thought was sealed. Do you remember when everything seemed to stop? When doors that looked open suddenly closed? When opportunities slipped through your fingers like sand? Not everything was coincidence. Many times opposing hands were at work to hinder your progress. But don't be afraid. Every tongue that rose against you, every sentence spoken in the silence of night, every name mentioned in rituals of envy, every word loaded with curse, I am burning them now. Like fire consuming the weeds, like wind that scatters heavy clouds, like light revealing what was hidden. You were not created to live in spiritual prisons. You were born to be free. I am the God who frees, who tears up evil contracts, who destroys alliances made without your consent. Son, daughter, you may not understand what's happening in the spiritual realm right now, but chains are breaking, knots are loosening, altars are falling. Yes, altars were raised with your name, desiring your downfall and confusion. But you belong to me, and no enchantment can stand against my decree. I am the one who speaks and fulfills. I shut the lions' mouths. I walk with you in the fire and in the blazing furnace. It doesn't matter how many rise against you or how many deals were made behind your back. My plan does not change. My love does not shift. My purpose remains firm like an unbreakable wall. If only you knew how much I have preserved you. If you saw with your own eyes how many arrows I stopped before they reached your heart, how many traps were deactivated before they were ever seen, you wouldn't doubt my faithfulness for even a second. You survived not because you were strong, but because I was your shield, because I intervened, because I stepped into the storm and took your hand. Your story doesn't end where the enemy wanted to close it. Your journey won't be decided at strange tables. I am the author of your life, and today I rewrite the chapters that others tried to stain with slander, with lies, with betrayal. Now listen closely, you are free. Free from the past they tried to use against you, free from the guilt they tried to impose on you, free from cycles of defeat, free from the weight of comparison, free from the sentence of failure, free from the voice of the accuser, free from the spiritual covenants others signed but I never recognized, free from emotional inheritances that don't belong to you, free from the invisible chains that held you back without you noticing. You are mine. You are free. And I declare over you, new paths, new doors, new seasons. I put a period where there were painful commas. I begin a new paragraph full of hope, lightness, and promise. I lift you now, not as one who fights alone, but as one who walks under my covering. Heaven is your ally. The angels have already received orders. Walls are trembling. The heavens are moving. In the coming days, you will see what only I can do. People will leave your life, not to wound you, but because they cannot walk with you into where I'm taking you. Doors will close, not out of curse, but out of protection. Truths will come to light, not to destroy you, but to free you, because when I begin to act, no one can stop me. Now silence your soul, breathe deeply and trust. You don't need to understand everything, you only need to believe. Not every miracle begins with noise. Not every answer comes wrapped in explanations. Sometimes what I need most from you is the silence that listens, the trust that asks for no guarantees. I lead you through the valley not to lose you, but to strengthen you. I hide you in the rock not to isolate you, but to protect you. I feed you in the desert not because there's lack, but because there you learn to depend on me. I sustain you at dawn when your eyes are weary and your hands lack strength, because in that very moment my grace becomes more real than any human answer. Even if everything around you says no, I am the yes over your life, yes to the promise, yes to a new beginning, yes to the eternal purpose. Even when the winds blow against you, I am your refuge. I am the wall the enemy cannot breach, the peace that defies understanding, the safe shelter in the storm. Even if tears fall in the darkness, I am the comfort that dries the pillow. I am the one who gathers every tear like precious gems, who hears the silent cry, who answers even before you ask the question. I am the God who sees, who knows, who acts, who undoes what hell has plotted. And what I do, no one can undo. Not time. Not circumstances, not the contrary word, not the past, nor the present, nor any other power will revoke what I myself have declared over you. Lift your eyes not to see what surrounds you, but to behold what's coming. There is light ahead of you. And it's not just any light, it's the light of my glory, opening paths where there was only darkness. There is healing ahead, healing for your soul, your wounded heart, your painful memories, your broken ties. There are promises yet to be fulfilled, but I have already begun to unlock them. Promises that were asleep, but now awaken at the sound of my voice. Miracles are in motion. You don't see them yet, but they are on their way. They are being formed in heaven's backstage, waiting only for the perfect moment to be born. Destinies are being aligned. People are being moved from strategic places. Doors are closing so better ones may open. Relationships are being repositioned. Everything is coming together like pieces in a divine puzzle. And over your life there is a new anointing. An authority you didn't have before, a boldness not born of pride but of intimacy with my spirit. A courage that rises not from outside noise but from deep peace, the peace of one who knows who they are and to whom they belong. Upon your shoulders I place a new garment, not of guilt or shame, but of honor, a mantle of authority, restored dignity, and reaffirmed spiritual identity. And upon your head, my son, my daughter, I place a mantle, not just any mantle, but my mantle. Mantle of a king, mantle of a priest, mantle of one who walked through fire and was not consumed. I restore you, I lift you up, I renew you. I send you not as someone wounded or defeated, but as a living instrument of my glory, as one who survived the battlefield and now carries the banner of victory. No agreement made against you will prevail, no evil alliance, no word spoken with poison, no envious glance, no hidden scheme in the shadows, because I am the Lord who fights for you. I enter where you cannot. I see what you do not. I know the heart of those who draw near and the spirit of those who surround you. Nothing escapes me, nothing surprises me. I am the one with the final word, who touches you, touches the apple of my eye, who rises against you, rises against my presence. So rest now, don't carry that guilt, that fear, that weight any longer. The battle is no longer yours, it is mine. The battlefield is now holy ground, and your enemies will see that I am with you. You will not be shamed, you will not be confused. I will make it known that when I take up a cause, no sentence stands, no chain holds, no hell prevails. Be at peace. This is not a suggestion, it is a divine order. Be at peace because heaven is on your side. And if heaven is for you, who can be against you? There are corners of your heart layered with old disappointments, and I'm sweeping them clean. Not just to make space, but to make healing visible, even in the places you tried to forget. You have learned to live around certain wounds, but I did not call you to limp through life. I called you to run with endurance. And so I am touching that hidden bitterness you buried under politeness and silence. I am drawing it out, not to shame you, but to restore the places where trust was broken. Because I want your heart whole, not patched together with survival strategies. You've spent too long expecting little just to protect yourself from more pain. But I am not the God of small hopes. I am the God of abundant restoration. You don't have to settle for just enough when I'm offering overflow. I see where you've called it wisdom, when it was actually fear in disguise. You said, I've learned my lesson, but what you really meant was, I don't want to be hurt again. I understand why, I do. But I'm not leaving you in that defensive posture. Because your future cannot be built on self-protection. It must be built on my promises. And I never asked you to guard yourself. I asked you to let me be your defender. You were not meant to carry a shield of suspicion, but a shield of faith. So I'm gently dismantling the fortress you built around your heart. Brick by brick, I will remove the walls that kept both pain and joy out. You will feel again, you will dream again, you will love without fear. Because where my love is made perfect, fear loses its grip completely. You don't need every answer to trust me. You just need to know that I am good, and I've not brought you this far to let your story end in defeat. There's a turning point coming, not by force, but by alignment with my heart. I will whisper strategies to you in the quiet, ones that the world cannot predict. And I will surround you with people who carry oil and not daggers. Watch how I begin to place you among those who speak life, not suspicion. You've known what it is to be tolerated. I'm about to show you what it means to be celebrated. Because my favor is not subtle, and my choice of you was not a reluctant one. I knew what I was doing when I called you. I knew your flaws, your fears, your failures, and I still said, this one is mine. I want you to stop apologizing for your calling. You keep shrinking back when others are uncomfortable with your light. But I did not ignite this flame in you for it to be hidden under guilt. There are things in you that I have not placed in anyone else, unique burdens, unique insights, unique expressions of my spirit. And though others may not understand, I understand, and I am the one who gave them to you. Don't wait for permission to be who I made you to be. Don't bury your voice just because it isn't echoed by the crowd. I didn't call you to blend in. I called you to be a signpost for those who are lost. And sometimes signposts are lonely places, but they are never without purpose. I have placed within you a discernment that others may dismiss, but it's not a mistake. You felt things shift in rooms before anyone else noticed. That's me sharpening your spirit. You've seen beneath the surface of people's words. That's me teaching you to see like I see. But with this discernment comes responsibility, not to judge but to intercede. You are not here to expose, you are here to restore. Not every battle you sense is yours to fight with words. Some are won in silence and prayer. I will teach you when to speak and when to be still. I will teach you how to confront with grace and correct with tears, not pride.